Look, I'm a huge believer that everything is spiritual before it's physical. So with that being said, these are a few ways how Satan strategically designs certain attacks to keep you from living up to who your truest potential, your God-given potential, all right? Number one, and before we get started, I don't want to offend anyone with this, but I do believe that everything is spiritual before it's physical, like I said. So unless you're going through something absolutely traumatic, I do feel like a lot of these issues that people deal with or that we go through, because I've experienced all of these, are all spiritual attacks from the enemy, for sure. Number one, anxiety. Anxiety is just the fear of the unknown, okay? I like to break things down as simple as possible for people. Anxiety is the fear of the unknown. So what does that mean? You're trying to control the uncontrollable. You're constantly in your head about something, about a certain outcome, okay? You ever been out in public, you've been at the mall and you're walking and you might be by yourself or with one of your friends and you walk past a group of people and maybe you're like, oh man, I wonder if they're staring at me. I wonder if they're judging me. And you forget how to walk. You start walking where you start overthinking it. That's anxiety, right? It's because you're fearful of the unknown. You're in your head. You're trying to control the uncontrollable. Whereas if you had confidence, if you had unbreakable confidence, you wouldn't give a fuck what those people thought about you. You wouldn't care what they had to say about you. Why? It's because you would be courageous and bold. And anxiety is the complete opposite of being courageous and bold, all right? It wants you to have low confidence. It wants you to depend on the opinions of other people because it wants you to be fearful of the unknown. All right. Number two, depression. Depression drains you of all motivation, hope, and energy to engage with life and become the best version of yourself. All right. Now, like I said, I'm not judging anyone that are dealing with these type of things. However, like I said, I do believe that this is all spiritual warfare at the end of the day because everything is spiritual before it's physical. And I'm going to continue to say that, right? Satan's job is to drain you of all motivation, hope, and energy so that way you can it leads you to a life of hell on earth, okay? He does not want you happy. He does not want you living a glorious life. He does not want you to be victorious. His job is to bring as many souls down, okay? Whether it's on earth or the afterlife, to complete misery, okay? When you have depression, you can literally see a picture of someone that had depression versus when they don't have depression. And they have once they get rid of that depression, they literally have a glow to them. They don't even look like the same person. That's another reason why when people lose a lot of weight and they go through an immaculate fitness transformation, they don't look the same. A lot of people have that glow to them. Why? It's because their body was making them depressed, bruh. They have like a darker energy to them, right? You literally have a dark cloud surrounding you when you have depression. All right. And when you have that energy attached to you while you're depressed, it affects everything in your life because it's like a weight holding you down. It's like imagine you're on a boat and you bend over to look at the water and someone comes up behind you and is just drowning you, holding you down. That is what depression is like, bro. That's literally what depression is. It's a weight. Cool. Number three, procrastination. Satan, bro, this is a very common one, okay? Because procrastination delays the life that you truly desire, right? Basically saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Whatever it is, everyone has experienced this. I can be lazy sometimes. I definitely procrastinate on a lot of stuff for sure. But I broke this down into a formula for procrastination. Not sticking to your word equals breaking self-promises. And breaking self-promises leads to loss of self-respect and respect from others, okay? That's pretty much self-explanatory right there, y'all. Procrastination is choosing comfort over discipline. Now, comfort over discipline in the moment might feel good, but eventually it will lead you to a life of misery and a life of regret and guilt and shame. Knowing that you could have been more, knowing that you should have done more, knowing that if you would have just did a little bit more hard work in the moment, okay, your life could have been a completely different, okay? Comfort feels good in the moment, right? But in the long run, it'll hurt you. Whereas discipline sucks in the moment. But in the long run, you'll live a very great life if you have that discipline, okay? I feel like procrastination compounds over time. You don't really pay for procrastinating until years and years later. Right. Number 4, self-doubt, okay? He makes you question your gifts and capabilities, even though you have a feeling deep down inside that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. All right. You might want to start that YouTube channel. You might want to start making music. You might want to start a business. You might want to start posting on TikTok. But that self-doubt, which is a spirit, procrastination is a spirit, anxiety is a spirit, depression is a spirit. That self-doubt makes you question, am I worthy enough? Okay? Can I actually do this? And this self-doubt goes with the last factor I'm going to talk about as well. But yeah, self-doubt, man. You should have delusional confidence in yourself, okay? You hear about all these successful people who, because everyone starts somewhere, they talk about having an elite state of mindfulness, an elite state of unbreakable self-doubt, bruh. Like, delusional confidence is very, very, very necessary if you want to be successful or whatever it is you want to do, okay? Number 5, he attacks you in groups, okay? Satan is very weak. He will not attack you head on, okay? Just like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're about to get into a fight with someone. They're talking crazy, you know, loudest in the room is always the weakest. So he's talking crazy to you, saying he's going to do this, saying he's going to do that. And you're willing to fight him, right? You're willing to fight. And then next thing you know, he's like, nah, you know what? I don't want to fight. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then you're thinking the situation is over. So you turn around and you're going about your way. And next thing you know, he gets a knife or something like that, one of those big kitchen knives, and he slashes you in the back of your Achilles. He slashes you back in your Achilles. That's how Satan is. Satan is weak. He would never want to attack you head on. Okay? So with that being said, he will attack you in groups. Weak people are always in groups. Weak men are always in groups. He will only attack you in groups because he is doing that to try to break you and to try to make you question and try to make you doubt yourself, make you question your self-identity, okay? He wants you to feel like you're not strong enough to do whatever it is to become the person that you were sent here to be. And then number 6, fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change, and fear of uncertainty, okay? You should be using fear as a motivator in your life. If you can learn how to transmute that energy into something positive rather than something that is negative that fear is associated with, all right, you can use that same energy. Even Mike Tyson talks about it. You can use that same fearful energy to overcome these adversities, all these challenges and obstacles in your life to become something so great, to become something so undeniable that when you die, your legacy lives on forever, okay? And the thing about fear is it stops you from taking the first step. And that is the hardest step, is just taking that first one, taking action, putting yourself out there. But once you actually do it and you stay consistent with it, it's easy from there. But it's always that first step. And Satan knows once you have the balls to take that first step and believe in yourself and take a chance on yourself and bet on yourself, he knows that it only gets worse for him from there.